Welcome back to B&B for Phone. It is an absolutely gorgeous day to dive into the juiciest, most scandalous drama Los Angeles has to offer. Grab your coffee and get comfortable, because today's topic is an absolute scorcher that could change the entire landscape of our favorite soap. Have you guys been wondering if Thomas Forrester is finally going to return to Los Angeles? And more importantly, do you think Eric Forrester is getting ready to ruthlessly fire Steffi because of the absolute disaster unfolding at Forrester Creations? Let's break down this explosive theory and see if this incredible story is about to play out right before our very eyes. Let's be honest, the rumors are swirling right now, and they are wild. The word on the street is that Steffi Forrester is officially being backed into a corner, and it is entirely her own fault. The ruthless potential departures of key players like Zende, combined with the ongoing wavering of Hope Logan, are leaving Forrester Creations in a state of absolute, unprecedented chaos. With the Logans circling the building like sharks ready for a hostile takeover, the glorious Forrester legacy is crumbling fast. And you won't believe what happens next in this theory. Eric Forrester, the Grand Patriarch, finally opens his eyes to the reality that all of this destruction stems from Steffi's recent management mistakes. To save his life's work, Eric might just be the one to convince Thomas to end his Paris exile, hand him the keys to the kingdom, and unceremoniously fire Steffi. That's crazy! But is it really that far-fetched? To understand why Eric would even consider such a drastic, heartbreaking move against his own granddaughter, we have to look at the absolute circus Steffi is currently running. Right now, Forrester Creations is a toxic wasteland of personal vendettas and petty drama. We literally just saw Will Spencer and R.J. Forrester get into a physical scuffle right in the middle of the office. Can you believe it? Steffi is supposed to be the co-CEO, yet she can't even control the successor characters of her own family. She is currently paralyzed by Elektra's intense ultimatum to fire Ivy over that intercepted letter scheme. Steffi is so bogged down in the slow-paced plot of Ivy's manipulations and this messy love quadrangle that she is completely blind to the massive corporate guillotine hanging over her head. I honestly feel a little bad for her, but I also think she brought this on herself by letting the inmates run the asylum. But here's the surprise. The real threat isn't Ivy, it's the Logans. The hostile takeover isn't just a fan rumor. It is actively happening right behind Steffi's back as we speak. We know for a fact that Katie Logan Spencer is aggressively trying to lure Hope away from Forrester Creations to work for her brand new fashion house, appropriately named Logan. Katie is playing hardball, telling Donna that business is business. Even though Donna is absolutely terrified, this will ignite a catastrophic family feud with Brooke. If Hope leaves, the Hope for the Future line collapses, taking a massive chunk of Forrester's revenue and prestige with it. Steffi has completely failed to manage Hope, constantly mistreating her and pushing her to the brink. Eric has to be watching this from the sidelines, sweating bullets as his empire faces financial ruin just because Steffi can't keep her personal hatred for the Logans out of the boardroom. And it gets even juicier. Hope isn't just sitting around waiting to be poached by Katie. Oh no, she is orchestrating the ultimate plot twist. Hope has explicitly refused Liam's demanding pressure to jump ship because she has poured her blood, sweat, and tears into Hope for the Future over the years. Instead of leaving, Hope has urged Brooke to go after Steffi's co-CEO position. Amazing. Hope wants to completely overthrow Steffi's regime from the inside. And what does Brooke do? She goes straight home and makes a highly seductive, irresistible offer to Ridge to replace his own daughter. I absolutely despise how weak Ridge is when Brooke turns on the charm. Ridge was visibly uncomfortable, but of course, he couldn't just say no. He actually agreed to consider this co-CEO swap. Steffi is going to blow a gasket when she finds out her own father is considering betraying her for Brooke. Now, put yourself in Eric Forrester's shoes for a minute. You are the founder of this legendary fashion house. You look at the executive office and what do you see? Your son Ridge is being manipulated by his bedroom desires. Your co-CEO granddaughter Steffi is drowning in HR nightmares and bleeding top talent. The Logans are actively plotting a coup to seize power. Eric's psychological profile has always been that of a fierce protector of his legacy. He loves Steffi, but Eric loves Forrester Creations more. He has fought off hostile takeovers from Massimo Marone, Bill Spencer, and even his own children in the past. Eric is not going to sit back and let Brooke and Hope steal the company, nor is he going to let Steffi's arrogant mismanagement destroy it. He needs a ruthless, visionary leader. He needs a Forrester who isn't distracted by office romances. Enter Thomas Forrester. Thomas has been living in exile in Paris, licking his wounds, finding his center, and arguably becoming the best designer in the world. I am a massive Thomas fan, and I strongly believe that his time away has given him the clarity and edge he needs to rule. If Eric calls Thomas and says, "The Logans are taking over, your sister has lost control, I need you," Thomas would be on the next private jet to Los Angeles. Ending his Paris exile isn't just about coming home, it's about reclaiming his birthright. Thomas is the only one who can step into that building, command the design room, and immediately neutralize the threat of Zende or Hope leaving. If Hope sees Thomas in charge, her entire psychological dynamic shifts. Will she still want Brooke to take over if the man she has a deeply complicated, passionate history with is suddenly her boss again? That is the kind of suspense we live for. Let's talk about the emotional devastation of Steffi actually getting fired. Imagine the scene. The boardroom is tense. Steffi is probably yelling at Brooke, completely unaware that the real danger is sitting at the head of the table. Eric stands up, his voice echoing with that booming authority, and tells Steffi that she is done. Fired. Replaced. The absolute shock on Jacqueline McInnes Wood's face would be Emmy-worthy. Steffi has always operated under the assumption that she is untouchable. She genuinely believes she is the ultimate Forrester matriarch in training. Having her own grandfather strip her of her power because she couldn't handle the Logans would completely shatter her ego. I think it would be a necessary humbling for her character. She has been far too arrogant lately, treating everyone like peasants in her kingdom. It's time for a massive reality check. And you know who else would be terrified of Thomas's return? The Logans. Brooke would absolutely lose her mind if Thomas suddenly became co-CEO instead of her. Brooke's entire seductive manipulation of Ridge would blow up in her face because Eric holds the ultimate trump card. Thomas wouldn't put up with Brooke's interference for a single second. He would aggressively defend the Forrester name. We would get an epic, high-stakes corporate war between Thomas Forrester and Katie Logan Spencer's new brand. Thomas would use every trick in the book to ensure Forrester Creations crushes Katie's new venture. This rivalry would inject so much life into the show, moving us away from the slow-paced plot of who kissed who and back into the glamorous, cutthroat world of high-fashion business. We can't forget about Liam Spencer in all of this. Liam is already sweating bullets, desperately trying to control Hope and force her to leave Forrester to work for Katie. Liam's psychological profile is entirely based on his need to rescue women and control their environments. He hates Steffi's management, but he hates Thomas Forrester with the fire of 1,000 suns. If Liam finds out that Thomas is back from Paris and is now Hope's boss, Liam will literally spontaneously combust. Can you imagine his whining? Hope, you can't work for him. He's dangerous. But Hope, who is finally finding her own voice and fighting for her brand, will likely tell Liam to back off. The return of Thomas wouldn't just save Forrester Creations, it would completely shatter Liam's illusion of control over Hope. I am so here for Liam's impending meltdown. So, do I think this incredible storyline will actually happen on The Bold and the Beautiful? Yes, I absolutely do. The writers are laying down all the groundwork for a massive shakeup. Steffi is too distracted, Ridge is too weak, and the Logans are too ambitious. The internal logic of the show dictates that whenever the Forrester family is on the brink of losing everything to the Logans, a wild card is played. Thomas is that replacement actor, that wild card who changes everything. His return would perfectly balance the scales. He would help Steffi clean up the chaotic mess she made, even if it means taking her chair to do it. It would force Steffi to evolve from an entitled boss into a hungry underdog fighting to win her grandfather's trust back. This potential plot twist is exactly what the fans have been begging for. We want high stakes, we want legacy battles, and we desperately want Thomas back on our screens where he belongs. Seeing Eric take charge and make the tough, ruthless decisions proves why he is the true king of Los Angeles fashion. So, what do you guys think? Will Thomas finally end his exile in Paris and fly back to save the day? Will Eric actually pull the trigger and fire Steffi to stop the Logan takeover? Are we about to see the most epic boardroom battle in B&B history? Drop your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. Let's discuss whether Thomas will return and reclaim his throne. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep your notifications on so you never miss an update from B&B for Phone.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.